And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the motherfucking Rebar Show. JP Fingers here. Still no Wiseman. We're still social distancing. And we are joined by a returning guest. And I want to say it's been about a year and 2 months. We are joined by Antonio Gomez, a.k.a.
Do you get a lot of return guests?
You are reoccurring. It should have been reoccurring.
Regular. I like that.
Bad choice of words, but whatever. It is what it is.
No, but either way, I'm asking if you get a lot of recurring guests.
Some guests once or twice. Some guests is just like, no, let's never do that again. Like, never do that again. Like, never do that again. All right. We are joined by Antonio Gomez. You may have heard of the cigar company. You may not have. I mean, if you haven't, I don't know where the fuck you're living. Antonio, you got to say who you're with, man.
La Flor Dominicana Cigars, LFD. Little family-owned business out of Santiago, Dominican Republic.
And, I mean, if you haven't heard of LFD, I don't know what the fuck you've been doing. Like, in all honesty, man,
we make a few good cigars.
Yeah. You guys have been known for a couple cigars.
You see them around, give it a shot.
All right, let's get this episode going. All right, the one and only Rebar is brought to you by United Cigars. You got to start living United. You got to start smoking United. Go to your local retailer. Wait a minute. You still can't go to your local retailer. You got to hit up UnitedCigarGroup.com, and there's a list of all the online retailers that will get United Cigars to your doorstep. Hit them up. Just live United, smoke United. Bang. All right.
There you go.
Antonio, I guess we made it because now we have a disclaimer, right? I'm going to say some stupid shit. And by no means does it reflect any of the sponsors of the show, right? If you don't like what I say, get over it or get lost. That's it. All right.
That's the reason I came back on, man. I'm bored. This is the most entertaining one I've done.
You're like, I thought, I want to come back on the show now that you're big. You made it. But it's like, I'm just bored. I got to come back on the Rebar. When business as usual, I message Antonio. I don't hear back from him. And then a day or two ago, he's like, yeah, I'll do a show now. You want to do a show? Oh, all right. Yeah, you got it. All right. So we're back. We're doing a show. Reoccurring guest a year and a half ago, right?
It's that long?
It's over a year ago.
Jesus.
Did we change your life at all?
You've changed my perception of online cigar TV forever.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm back on, aren't I?
Yeah, you're here. Well, you must have heard we got a disclaimer. I think it's the disclaimer. It's the disclaimer that sold you. You're like, all right, they got a disclaimer.
There you go.
They either got sued or they made it big. And
did you get sued?
Not that I know of. I mean, if we did get sued, J-Dub is here. J-Dub did copyright our logo and our name.
So J-Dub's in prison. That's why he's not on the show.
Maybe. I'm not saying yeah. I'm not saying no. He messaged me for a couple conjugals, and I haven't gotten yet. I may have sent him a birthday cake with a knife in there or lube. It was a knife or lube. I don't know.
Both equally as valuable.
All right, let's do what we're smoking and what we're drinking. That's what we're smoking and what we're going to be drinking. That is brought to you by Luxury Cigar Club. Don't waste your time with any of these other monthly Cigar Club subscriptions. Go with what says in the name, Luxury Cigar Club. Use promo code Rebar. All right, Antonio, what are you smoking? What are you drinking?
I'm smoking this is a little cigar I make for myself. We don't sell them or anything. It's an Andalusian bowl, but it's in what I consider to be the perfect size. It's a 41 by 6 1/4. So I've been making these for myself, and it's kind of become my go-to lately.
Everybody can suck on that. They'll never get that.
Be jealous.
So last time you were on the episode, it was shortly after the Andalusian Bowl got that rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
It's true.
Everybody loves that. But you can't get your hands on Antonio's Bowl.
Yeah, it's tough enough to get the normal one. This one, you got to find me. You gotta track me down.
Dude, I go to cigar shops now. Well, a couple weeks ago, I'd go to a cigar shop, and it's like $20 a pop, limit one per customer,
Yeah,
and it's just like, damn, like, dude, blew
and
up, blew up.
and you're lucky you're close to the border, man. Because in Canada, those things are like $75. It's nuts. It's unbelievable.
I, yep, dude,
Those one of the most
it,
stressful things I ever did was an event, or I did some events in Toronto 2, 3 years back, something like 2 years maybe. And dude, people were coming in and buying these cigars for $75, and it's like, dude, these things got to be perfect if they're $75. You know, I was like
it,
sweating bullets, hoping there's no problems with any of these cigars. You know,
so it's crazy, right? There's dude like a feral flying pig from Drew Estate.
uh-huh.
That was like $85 plus tax when it came here.
Jeez, wow.
And you know, I'm a big shop local, buy local guy, but
But it's tough.
I
It's tough.
so I could go 17 minutes to a cigar shop in Canada, or I could go 17 minutes to a cigar shop in Buffalo.
You
What
can't blame.
what's local, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Exactly.
you know I could drive the same. I could want a really good cigar shop in Canada, right? 45 minutes away from my house, really sick. But dude, the prices like unreal. I could
Yeah.
drive 17 minutes, and it's like
Yeah.
okay, this is what it should. This is what it should be worth, right? And it's crazy. It really is crazy. All right, I gotta say what I'm smoking and what I'm drinking. I'm smoking the classic LFD Chapter One,
Nice.
and I didn't punch the top and the bottom. I just cut the end, dude.
Just pinch it.
It's a classic cigar. Like how can you go wrong with that? And
Good choice.
I am drinking lemonade and tequila. I'm
At 3:30, that's fair. That's fair for quarantine.
I'm glad you're not judging me. I think I started drinking at like 10:30 this morning. My
Well,
wife's like,
I've got beers in the freezer, so I'll be joining you shortly.
let's have some vodka and orange juice, and I'm like, if you make pancakes, I'll have a vodka and orange juice with you. So 10:30, yeah, I had a drink, and then a couple
You
more.
red dog the deal, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I would have had a mimosa if we had champagne, but I never grabbed any champagne last time I was out. So, how's things in the DR? How's life? Since I guess let's talk before we don't need to talk about the quarantine situation. Let's talk before the quarantine, right? Everybody's
Sure.
talking quarantine. Yeah, we get it. It sucks, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
everybody needs to try to make the best of it. Let's talk about when the times were good.
sure. Well, shortly before quarantine, I was getting ready to go to Cabo for the TAA convention. That's something you look forward to every year. It's always a good time. And I've been working on a new product and just kind of working on the things coming out here in the next few months. Working on some big things and big moves for Europe. For distribution out there. And that's of course it's all taking a pause now. The country's closed down. We got a quarantine from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. All non-essential businesses are shut down. So it's just grocery stores, pharmacies. Factories been closed for 3 weeks now, and so we're just waiting, man. We're just here waiting.
It's that's the thing, man. The second they cut everybody loose, dude, it's going to be things are going to be 10 times busier than they were before this happened.
Oh yeah,
Right? You have so many people locked up for so long, dude. I'm fucking raring to go. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, I am ready. Like, I'm not a guy you can lock up. Like, I may not do a lot, but the things I like doing, I like doing. And now it's
sure,
just like you got to stay in your house. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I want to golf right now. I can't even golf right now.
yeah. It's rough, and but we still got to remember we're the fortunate ones, man. We've got comfortable places to be in. It's definitely not the same situation for everybody. So look on the bright side a little bit.
Yeah,
We're
100%. And I mean,
we got booze, we got cigars.
dude, it's a
We're
very
out.
humbling experience, right? Like
Yeah, man.
you know what I mean? I'm fortunate. I'm still working.
There you go.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, I do half the week from home, half the week from the office. And it's just like, when I'm sitting at home, a day or 2 days is okay. And then it's just like, I'm not doing anything. Like every day, later and later, it's all right, I shower at 9 o'clock. Now it's like, all right, I'm showering at noon. And it's just like, do I even need to, do I need to
A
shower?
day and a half goes by.
Dude, I found it's like, if I shower, what am I going to do? And it's like,
Yeah, honestly, my showering situation would probably be pretty bad if it weren't for my girlfriend who forces me to shower every day. Sometimes I forget. I don't know, man. I'm not doing anything.
I get the. Are you gonna get out of bed today? Are you gonna get out of bed today? You know what are you doing? What are you doing today? And
I,
that's I think how I'm rating it is like you need to go to the rebar right now. Like just get out, go to the rebar. You know, get out of my space. I'm doing shit in the house. You're not doing anything. Just standing there smelling.
Is the rebar this your man cave? Is that the name of your man cave?
Yeah. So it's a 2 car garage that when I was shopping for a house 10 years ago, I was like, I don't want to park a vehicle in a garage. I just want to convert a garage to a man cave, and it's a 2 car garage, full size fridge in here. 60-inch TV. I got a full bar. The
There you
the
go.
fridge is stocked. I got everything. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 13 chairs in here
All right.
to sit. So
Nice.
it's back in its prime when I used to share it with people, dude. It was a Saturday night. You'd have 8 or 9 people in here
Yeah.
every Saturday, and then I just hit a point where it's like I'm tired of cleaning up after people, and people are only calling me when it's wintertime to smoke in here, right? And I'm like,
Sure.
you're not coming back. So then at one point you had to bring me a 6 pack of Tall Boys a week if you wanted to smoke here. So, and it was Miller High Life back in the day, man. That's
There
where
you
it all started with. So it's boom, people are bringing over 6 packs of Tall Boys, just dropping them here. And it's like,
Hence the logo,
that
right?
that's what it was. The logo started. Oh fuck, 19. I was 19 years old, so 16 years ago, I used to ride BMX. Right, every time we'd
Right.
cross the border back over into Canada, you got to hit up duty free, and I never got ID'd, so I was just like, oh, a case of High Life, and I think I was paying like $8.99 for a case of High Life, and it just stuck with me ever since then. And I'm always drinking High Life, man. It's the champagne of the beers.
Hey man, I don't judge. Whatever you like. What brand is that tracksuit you got? Is that Adidas?
hmm
Has it got the old school logo on the back?
No, nothing on the back. I do have another hoodie with the old school logo on the front. I'm up to 13 full tracksuits right now.
Oh, nice. I've been really wanting one of those tracksuits, but I can't find them in tall size.
That's
Because I
you're
can't
what?
just buy
You're 6'5"?
6'7".
Fuck. Six
Six
seven.
seven until actually the other day, some guy got mad at me and told me that I was 6'8", and he insisted on it. So since then, I've been 6'8". I don't know.
Well, I mean, an inch is an inch, and usually an inch is an inch only when it comes to talking about the penis, right? Or
As if I did
or a
another inch
tracksuit.
height, but whatever. I'll take it. Who cares?
That's so. Yeah, I mean, how I gotta ask you, and I don't think I asked you in the first episode. If I did, I was drunk and I don't remember. What is a good day of cigars?
What do you mean?
Like, how many cigars? Like, what's your like? You don't aim for, but like, let's say you end up. It's like, today I smoked 7 cigars or
Sure.
8 cigars.
Um, I think a standard day probably be something like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But then that can change drastically depending on if I'm going out that night, I'm having a couple drinks or whatever. If I'm having a couple drinks, then I'm probably smoking a lot more. I carry a lot of these smaller cigars with me, so the more I'm drinking, I just have those, and I just pretty much yeah. But on a normal day, which I don't drink every day, it's 3 cigars, maybe 4.
Okay. So yeah, I'm 1 to 3. That's me, right? So yeah, I mean, that's you talk to some people and they're like, oh, like 8 cigars a day, and it's what are you just smoking cigars the whole fucking day?
Yeah, a lot of people do. Sometimes it's hard to quantify though, because I'm at the factory, like I'm smoking all sorts of random things, and I'm smoking entire cigars sometimes. Smoking all this, smoking all that, smoking all this, and so who knows?
All right. So I came up with this new question the other day. Had a bunch of drinks. I came up with this new question. I ran it by a couple people, and they're like, you know what? It's a decent question, right? So, Antonio, say you have to go rollerblading with 3 other people in the cigar industry. Who are the 3 other people in the cigar industry that you're rollerblading with? And I mean, nobody wants to rollerblade. Let's. I mean,
Man,
you might be into rollerblading. I don't know, but
I'm not much of a blader. My knees aren't good. Um, well, I think my first choice would have to be Juan Lopez after a few cocktails, just for the entertainment value of that. Second one would be my dad, just to watch him get really frustrated with rollerblading and yell and. And third, man, that's a good question. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna name any particular people, but there's a few guys on the heavier side that might be fun to watch attempt rollerblading.
Yo,
But I'm not
imagine
gonna name any in particular.
you don't have to answer or say anything, but imagine Sokka on a set of
Oh, you know,
rollerblades.
you know who I would invite is probably my favorite guy in the cigar industry. Honestly, is Fred, the owner of Jay Cortez, um, who they bought Oliva. He's a
Okay,
crazy Belgian guy. He's awesome. He's the best. So
that
I'll go with the.
that's who you're rollerblading with. Shit. So I feel like I need to give my three just because I think I'm gonna keep running this because I mean it's an honest question. I mean nobody wants to go
You're number
rollerblade.
three.
Shit. All right. So this is the first time I've ever done this. All right. Me rollerblading with three people from the cigar industry. All right, you're one of them. Just because, dude, that's gotta put you almost over 7 feet.
It's probably going to be entertaining to watch me attempt to rollerblade
I
because I
mean,
am
just
not very good.
a 7 foot thing going down like fuck yeah.
Like
All right,
the
Antonio is number
demographic is
one.
not made for these types of activities. I don't ski, I don't snowboard, I don't do these types of things. I'm just not built for it, you know.
All right, Antonio is number one. Number two. Number two. Shit, now I'm having a hard time with this.
It's a
You
tough
know what?
one.
Number two, Tommy from Nickel City Cigars. Just because this,
Okay,
this dude has got a beard that's a little bit bigger than mine, but it's straight ginger.
I know what you're talking about.
And he's into the tighter clothes, sort of. So just seeing a big ginger beard just strolling down the road on rollerblades. All right. And he's like the same height as me. So compared to you, we're tiny.
There you go.
So this looks like the fucking circus going down the road. You know what I mean? We look like a bunch of midgets. All right. Third person. Third person. Juan Cancel.
That's a good choice.
Dude, he wears these like short ass shorts and he's got the brown all up top, but he's got the fucking palest legs. So I'm gonna say yeah. Antonio, Tommy, and Juan.
And it'll be me and then everybody else.
I'm I'm
It's a good
pretty
look.
sure Juan's even shorter than me and Tommy. So I mean he's definitely more portly. So all right. So that's yeah. I mean I don't even know what to call that. Who would you fruit boot with? That's what it is. It's just no. The segment is called fruit booting. That's it.
I think that's a great name.
Fruit booting.
That's a great name to go. Copyright it.
That's. I mean, I'm gonna have to start looking for sponsors for that segment. It's the show started turning
Flavored
into like
cigars. There's a lot of flavored cigars that I want to sponsor that.
yeah. Fuck. Which, oh man, I couldn't endorse that. I mean, I couldn't endorse that. Like I just, you know what? When I go rollerblading, I like to smoke this brand of flavored cigar. Like I can't say that.
Just no need for principles or morals, man.
Yeah.
Just stick with cash and blade. The cash and blade.
Yeah, I mean, I sold my soul, so why not? Why stop, right? Why stop? I mean, somebody's got to end up owning that one day. One day, you know what?
You know,
We could be that could be White Claw, brought to you by White Claw. I would drink White Claws all fucking day long. I won't roll. I won't rollerblade, but I'll drink White Claws.
when I'm back on this show a year and a half from now, I would like to see that be a thing.
Yeah, this is White Claw. If you listen to this or somebody listens to this, just bombard White Claw with my show for the segment fruit booting. It's. I'm not going to say it. It could happen.
Nothing's impossible, man. Crazier things have happened.
That's. I mean, that's a thing. It's fucked up because it's like with this show, it's there's people coming to me and I'm just like, oh, you want on my show? And it's like, oh yeah, I listen to it. Like it's pretty fucking funny. And I'm like, oh okay. Like I try not to take it too serious ever, right? Because it's just, I mean, it's like when you come to the rebar, it's just how I like. Nothing is different whether the camera's on or the camera. I don't
Yeah.
care, and it's I like
I
talking fucked up shit. Like Yeah.
That's why I like the show. Is you're just talking shit, really. You know,
Mhm.
it's a masterful talking shit, but masterfully done.
And thank you, thank you, Antonio. And it's a little bit more structured now, I guess.
Mm.
See, that was J Dub's big thing was like, dude, you got to structure it a bit. And you know, I'm structured at work. Outside of work, it's just like, I get structured all day, and the last thing I want is like, I do not want fucking structure.
I know what you mean.
And
I
it's
know.
just like, all right, so it's like I still get a bit of it in here where I could do what I want, but it's like, you know what, just do this, do this, and it'll just make it a little bit better. It'll flow a little bit better, and
Yeah,
it's worked, I guess. So,
you're doing
cheers,
a great.
cheers to Rich Uncle J Dub.
Maybe those beers might be ready, right? Let's see.
That was the most casually asked question, saying the beers are ready. Hey, can you get me a beer? The beers might be ready.
Stella.
Oh, Stella.
Little fancy, I know.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I can't say I'm not a Stella guy. Stella's like a dinner beer.
Now we can properly cheers.
All right. Cheers,
Right, since
Dan.
they're not advertisers, I'll flip it around.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, hey, maybe that's Stella that's going to own the fruit booting segment.
hey, nobody's getting free advertising here, right? Pay up, Stella.
No, you're right. Well, Adidas is. Adidas has been getting, but yeah, it's free
They
advertising.
don't send you free tracksuits?
Not yet. No.
No
Honestly, they might, after this, they might be at the breaking point where they're like, shit, you know what? This guy's worn a tracksuit for 7 days out of the week. Like, and I'm not an athlete. I'm not an athlete at all.
That's a goal right there. I really like
Right?
that.
Like, I mean, I, I got to shoot my shot. All right. And
Never heard.
that's a good, we just segued now. We just segued into a new segment of the show called Shooters Gotta Shoot. What Shooters Gotta Shoot is these internet people taking a shot at another internet person's Instagram page. So you have these, I like to call them creeps, right? You have these people that comment these absurd things on these females' pages,
On the
right?
Cigar Girls pages, yeah.
Whether it's a Sister of the Leaf page, a porn stars page, or a
Mm-hmm.
craft beer girls page. The craft beer girl page and the Sister of the Leaf pages are very similar. A lot of
Sure.
skin, a lot of the times, and provocative stuff, right? Provocative stuff. And you're gonna see the line here where there's not a lot of things people won't say to and I always back up my research, right? So I'll click on the profile who said that, and it's like, really, your display picture is you and your two kids and your wife, and
Oh yeah.
you really want to motorboat her ass like that?
They don't understand that like these things aren't hidden, They don't get it.
All right, so it's time for a segment of the show called "Shooters Gotta Shoot," and that is brought to you by Cigars and Guns. When you're looking for any of your Second Amendment apparel needs, you got to hit up cigarsandguns.com. Hit him up. Adrian's a great guy. We got a little slogan. He started it a long time, but you know what? Shoot your shot. Puff, puff, pew, pew. All right. Time to. Oh, all right. It's time for. Are you ready?
I'm ready. So I got to guess if it's on a cigar girls page, a beer girls page, or a porn star.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Uh, Usually I'm more prepared. No, not really. Where are we? Okay. And I will call this guy out because he is, he's a repeat offender at least 3 or 4 times. Repeat offender. Repeat offender. Woo, woo, woo. All right. Antonio, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Whoa. What a beautiful sight to wake up to in the morning. You are beautiful and sexy with it too. Love you, Tony. He left his
Okay.
name on this.
Damn. I thought I deleted that. Cigar girl,
Craft beer girl.
craft beer.
All right. Number 2. Hi. I would love to touch your body once and have sex with you.
Well, Well, I mean, you would think porn star, but that could be on anything. It really could. Cigar girl.
Porn star. Over
Damn.
2.
Too obvious.
All right. Are you ready for this one? You steal my grandma's lace runner off her coffee table and make a shirt out of it.
Beer
Very,
girl.
what's that?
Beer girl.
Oh, 1 for 3. We're 1 for 3.
Got one.
All right. All right. Where are we now? You looking so sexy, babe.
Cigar girl.
2 for 4. 2
There
for
you go.
4. All right. All right. Where are we? Here we go. We're 2 for 4 right now. We're 50%. You always keep the blood flowing on hump days.
Oh, man. Porn star.
Craft beer girl.
I almost said craft beer.
Where are we? In what city do you live in? I want to know at what time in my country would be your 5 p.m.
Beer girl.
Porn star. You're 2 for 6 now. You're falling apart.
Yeah, I'm not doing good. I'm ashamed.
All right. Where can I see the full pic? This guy's craving the uncensored.
Porn star.
Craft beer girl.
Jesus.
All right. Would love to chill like that. Is your shirt wet around your ahem?
Repeat that again. It broke up a little bit.
All right. Would love to chill like that. Is your shirt wet around your ahem? And then he used the watermelon emojis.
Cigar girl.
Cigar girl?
Yeah.
All right. We're 3 for 7. 3 for 7.
All right. Am I on par with other people? Am I doing well?
All right. This guy's an ultimate grade. I edited your photo for you. I think you will love it. Check your DM to see me.
Porn star.
What was that?
Porn star.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, shit, we're 4 for 8 now. We're 4 for 8. We're
I
50%
got 50.
again. All right. I can barely contain my excitement seeing this pic. All these dudes are basically talking. This guy's talking about his boner.
Yes. Beer girl.
Oh, shit. 5 for 9. 5 for
Nice.
9.
All right.
Last question. You could go 60% right now. Sometimes I just screenshot these things and I don't even mark them out where I screenshotted it. Oh, 2 great views.
Cigar girl.
Craft beer girl. Hey, that's 50%. You went. You're not the best. You're not the worst.
All right.
There's been some people that have absolutely. You want a couple bonus questions?
Sure, why not?
All right. We got. I love your boobs.
Cigar girl.
Porn star.
Yeah.
All right. This one's very, very weird. I love BBC. Banana emoji. DM me.
BBC.
BBC. Big black cigars.
Cigar girl.
This guy is a Maduro fan.
Cigar girl. I'm guessing cigar girl.
No, porn star. All right. Whoa. I need to get me a fishing net like that if that's what it catches. Yeah, you're right. Hey, bonus question. I'm bringing you to 60% right now because these are bonus questions. All right. You could be the reigning champion if you get this question right.
Okay.
All right. Gonna be in a little while. You're the best. And there's like a lot, dot, dot, like a lot. Gonna be a little while, dot, 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 dot. The best, dot, 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 dot.
Porn star.
Sister of the league.
Ah,
All
all
right.
right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was
Not great at
Gotta
this.
Shoot. And that's brought to you by Cigars and Guns. And you know what? Not the best score, not the worst score, but we got ourselves a 50. No, we got ourselves a
Not
60
bad.
percenter.
It's not bad. You got 3 options. You get 50%. You did better than,
I mean,
this is
so I did this game once with the same question. The first time I did it, I got 70% right. We're drinking, smoking. I do it again, I got 20% on the same fucking question. How do I do worse on the same fucking question? But it's your mind starts to wander off. See,
Yeah.
when you don't do really good at this, you're a decent human, and it shows that you don't creep a lot of times, right? You get some people that's like they know every answer, and it's just like,
Yeah.
well,
People
you're
have
on all
seen
these pages. Then some of these comments might be yours. So yeah, I mean, 50%. That's respectable. It's
All right.
respectable.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
You know what? It shows you've seen some shit. But you know what? You've stepped back from some shit.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah.
that's
Let's go
that's
with that.
that's shooters got to shoot. So I wrote down. Oh shit! Let me get to it now. Every time I have a couple of drinks, it's like I got a brand new cell phone. All right. So I guess we could do right now is actually it's not. This isn't even a segment. I just wrote this down just because I tried to listen to some other cigar podcasts, and I mean I get that they're cigar podcasts, but essentially all they're doing is taking a cigar aficionado or a cigar snob or a small batch, and they're just basically doing that. It's the people that talk, the people that smoke cigars that only talk cigars.
Sure.
Like it's there has to be more to people. Like, what are some of your favorite things to do outside cigars?
I think it's a little more entertaining that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's you're not just cigars, and it's like, well, let's have Antonio. Antonio, what's your favorite cigar? Antonio, what's your favorite cigar at 8 a.m. in the morning? What cigar do you like to pair with coffee? What cigar do you like to pair with rum? What cigar do you like? And it's like
Sure.
the fucking answers are already out there. If you're asking these answers, they're already out there. So let's do three things right now. You could do it with a cigar, but what's three things you like to do outside of cigars?
3 things I like to do. I like to read. I've recently gotten into film photography, so I'm kind of messing around with that, learning that a little bit. Um, I like to cook. I've been getting better at that during the quarantine, and I do a little. Well, I train. I train a little boxing. It's kind of my workout. I've been doing that for a few years, and yeah, there's a few things I like to do.
Nicely said. And that's see, we have fucking LFD cigars, Antonio, on the show right now, and we're not talking about cigars.
We're not.
I've done two other podcasts now, right? Do I know a lot about cigars? Yeah, no. Do I care to know a lot about cigars? Yeah, no. It's dude, I've been on these other shows and it's just cigar questions, and I'm like,
Sure.
I don't know. Like, what do you
Sure.
mean you don't know? And like, what do you mean I don't know? Like, dude,
Yeah.
there's more to life than just cigar life is great, but it's the people you. It's so I know you, right?
Sure.
Cigars, that's great, but it's like there's more to you than to me, and it's just these people get way too carried away with just cigars, 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 and all the cigar talk, and it's just
Yeah, some people like to be super technical and learn super technical things about cigars, and not everybody does. That can be, I would imagine, that can get boring to a lot of people. But it's a lot of terminology and this and that, and you end up forgetting 90% of it. I could go on a rant about the whole thing and get super technical. Most people aren't going to remember, and a lot of people might get bored. There's a time and place for it. Sometimes sometimes, yeah, you're doing an event, whatever, and people want to know, man. They got all sorts of super technical questions, and I'm glad to do that. But I imagine most people probably don't want to listen to that for an extended period of time.
That's it's the people behind, like, it's being a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anytime I go to a cigar lounge, right? I'll sit back, I'll kick back, I run my mouth a lot, like, in a good way. And they'll be like, "What are you smoking?" I'll tell them, like, "Hey, I'm smoking this." Like, that's all
yeah,
I'm telling you. I'm not gonna. I'm like, so many hints of cocoa and fucking nuts. I don't. No, it's what I'm. It's gonna be different tomorrow when I smoke it, probably.
uh-huh.
And then it's just like, oh, well, you go, well, oh, what do you do? Oh, and so many avenues you could take to talk about everything around it, right? It's
Exactly.
the world is a lot of this. The big thing is with a lot of the podcasts is they're all essentially doing the same thing, but they're doing it in a different way. I want to have somebody on my show, whether it could be Antonio from LFD, it could be Pete Johnson, and I don't want to talk to you about cigars that much. That's what makes
Sure,
it interesting.
sure.
It's
I like it. I appreciate it. I like it.
and it's you're a person besides what you do, right? And
Yeah,
it's yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
everybody's just like,
No,
"Oh, what's your top 5 cigars of 2020? What's yours? I'll tell you mine. What's yours?" And it's like, dude, like, who gives a fuck? Like, yeah, it's you might tell me some shit that's like, oh shit, I didn't think that, but it's just like
yeah.
everybody wants to be a cigar
Because
aficionado.
the best part about cigars is that it creates conversation. Period. Not
Exactly,
necessarily about
exactly. And
cigars. It's just
we
conversation.
could be at a cigar lounge right now. Well, not right now, but this could be at a cigar lounge, and it could be the exact same shit.
Exactly. It would be. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
you know what I mean. Like that's why I could do what I could do is because of this, right? It's what it's all stemmed off of, and it's yeah. I mean that's I mean I was gonna use this for what plugs my Vitola, but I got other stuff. So this is a freebie, freebie. All right, let me write this down, or not write this down. All right, so we're gonna do touching tips. So I need you to give some advice, whether it's in life, in cigars, in work, in any aspect of a tip. Or it could be relationships. All right, you need to give one piece of advice, one tip. All right, touching tips with Antonio is brought to you by Sir Louis Cigars. If you're looking to swing that big boutique dick around of yours, you got to hit up Sir Louis Cigars, the best in the biz, straight out of Massachusetts. Hit him up. Hunter's a great guy. All right, touching tips with Antonio. One piece of advice, any advice you could offer, relationship, cooking, anything.
Hmm. Well, seeing as I'm here trapped in my house or my apartment, and I've been here for 3 weeks straight, one piece of advice would be to make the place you live in a place that you really want to hang out.
Yeah,
Place that you really want to hang out, because that's kind of been a thing for the last year for me, a year or so. And now, been here, me and my girlfriend for 3 weeks, kind of stranded here. And, it's not terrible because I really like my place. You make it yours, whatever. Uh, make your place yours. Have a place you like to be in, like your garage, right?
yeah.
Put a lot of thought
It's
into it.
you make it a place you want to go to,
Yeah,
not a place that you're just going to. Make it somewhere where like, man, I can't wait to get back here.
yeah, exactly. A
That's
place you
yeah,
want to, place you want to invite people over to, place you want to hang out in. So you
yeah,
don't have to go
yeah.
out.
And that's it's you want to show. It's yeah. No, that's solid advice. That's solid advice. All right. So my one tip, my big tip, my tip, how we want to say this. All right. Don't be scared to screw up, right? A lot of the times you're going to screw up, and that's going to create multiple opportunities to how you can correct it, how you can better it, how you can move on from it. So that,
Sure,
you know, you screw up once, everybody screws up in life, right? But it's taking how you screwed up and it's being able to move on from it and how to better that situation so you're going to screw up almost every situation you're going to be in, but it's the effect of the level of how you're screwing up, right?
sure.
You're gonna say I screw up right now. Okay, I learn from it. I move on from it. And I screw up. And then you just move. And that's what you keep climbing forward. Like that's you climb the hill. You don't always go up the hill. Sometimes you go side, side, side. Sometimes you go down, and then you go up high. And Don't be scared to
Absolutely.
screw up. If you're scared to screw up, you're gonna screw up more.
Absolutely. I'll tell you a little story about that. And this is cigar stuff, but my old man, when he had this crazy idea of opening a cigar factory and starting this whole company up, I think the first 20,000 cigars that he made, which that's a lot of cigars for a factory with like a few pairs of rollers working. He tore them all up and he threw them all away because they sucked, you know. And it was a screw up, and it was a very costly screw up. But he didn't want to make customers pay for it, you know. And that's kind of one of the decisions where it was kind of like one of the defining moments in the history of this company because it could have gone either way. And that's when he decided that that's not worth it, and the longevity of the company would have been harmed. So it's a massive screw up. He didn't know how to make cigars, and they all sucked, and he didn't release them. You know.
That's a big thing, right? It's you're going to screw up, but it's accepting the fact that sometimes you got to bite the bullet.
Yeah.
And that's a
Sure.
big like, dude, it's everybody knows LFD. Everybody's got at least 3, 4, 5 cigars that there's this is great by LFD. This is like you talk to everybody, and nobody's like, oh no, I've never heard of LFD. Like if you haven't heard of LFD, you're blind. Like you're and that's a big thing because imagine where the company would have went if that had been released, right?
Been totally different, man. Could have done well because of the cigar boom and all that, but after the cigar boom, could have died real quick, like a lot of companies did.
That's the thing, and that's I have 4 or 5 solid cigars by LFD. That's just every dude in 1994. I'm obsessed.
It's smooth.
Like
Great
every
smoke.
time I see that cigar, I'm just like, like, dude, salivate over it. Like, yeah, it's insane, and it's dude, that sucked me in probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe, and dude was like, you know what, I'm gonna start actually, I guess, really caring about what I smoke, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I guess almost the nerd, it's like, oh, let's read about this. Let me at least learn about what I'm so obsessive over a little bit,
Sure.
right? And that's yeah, dude.
That's cool. Yeah, I think a good cigar should have a good story. You know, so
Mhm.
you always try to make a cigar with a story. You know, something to say about it.
All right. So since Wiseman's not here, we can't do what's in Wiseman's mouth. But you know what we can do? We can do what's in Antonio's mouth. So you're gonna take a draw off that cigar, exhale. I need 3 words. 3 words, right? What's in Antonio's mouth is brought to you by Bearded Buffalo. When you're looking for your skin needs, your beard needs, your hair needs, you got to hit up the best in the business. Bearded Buffalo. Look at this fucking mane. Look at this. Like a king lion. Does that make sense? I'm like a lion king. King lion, lion king, whatever. But you know what I use the
You
best? I use Bearded Buffalo only. Hit them up, promo code Rebar. Take care of
just
yourself.
don't piss off Joe Exotic. You know,
Yeah.
you're
You
already
know what?
feline.
I still haven't watched it.
Oh, dude, I feel like you would love it. You have to watch it. You would love it.
What did I just finished
You love crazy, ridiculous bastards like that, right?
yeah, yeah. I just
You gotta
finished
watch it.
Unabomber.
Oh, it's a good one.
And I was like, you know what? I'm like, that is really good. So you know what? I do have to start Tiger King, and I will start Tiger King.
Do
All
it.
right.
All right. So 3 words. You're talking about like describe the flavors of the cigar and
Could
that
be
kind of thing.
anything it makes you think of. Anything, whether it's flavors or something that makes you think of.
Oh man, it's it's silky. It's it's fucking perfect.
I mean, it's fucking. That's 3. I'll give you 3 right there. It's fucking perfect.
It's just the perfect cigar for me. It's the perfect cigar.
I mean, I apologize if people DM you after this, being like, "Hey, send me make me a 5, make me a 5."
They already are.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to help that. I don't want to feed that. But
We'll probably release this someday. But I'm kind of like it's kind of like a fun little experiment for me just to see how the word can spread about a cigar without ever actually advertising it or releasing it or anything. You know.
yeah,
And it's funny how it's gone far. It's gone far. People ask about it all over. Like some of the reps complain that like people in shops are asking about it. Like, dude, I have no idea. You have to talk to Tony.
You're like, sorry guys, I just smoke this daily, multiple times. I'm just smoking this cigar. You guys can't get it. I can get it. Suck it. Hey, that's all right. That's been what's in Antonio's mouth. Brought to you by Bearded Buffalo. And now it is time for a segment of the show I like to call "What Plugs JP's Vitola." What cracks my wrapper? What tunnels my cigar? What really pisses me off, right? Whether it's in real life or stuff I see on the Instagram. Real life's been a lot more different this past couple weeks than it's been. But you know what I've been seeing on Instagram a lot? It's all of the essential gratitude that has been shown towards people now. Why has it only happened now? Right? These people, oh, let's praise this person. And it's like, no, they've always had that exact same job. Nothing has changed. Their job description has never changed. They're doing the job that's what they signed up for. Why are people now like, oh, we got to be thankful for this? Why do you have to now be thankful for them? You should have already been thankful for them. And it's, seeing this shit on Instagram. And my good buddy, Ben from Wisconsin, brought it up to me. He goes, he's I believe he's an army vet, delivers for UPS, and he's like, dude, people are like going out of their way for me now, and he's like, I'm still doing the same job I did. Why is it now you're trying to show me gratitude? He goes, my job has not changed. I'm still working my same hours and doing the same shit. And so why
It's
is it now? Do you want to show all these gratitude to doctors, nurses, any essential sort of aspect of it? Why is it now that you know
it's it's human nature, man. It's human nature to take things for granted, and we're all guilty of it. I'm absolutely guilty of it, and there's
I
tons
mean,
of people.
essentially, I am too, right? Because earlier we talked about the barber. Yeah, but it's
But you see a lot of people like, when this is over, I'll never take opportunities to see my friends for granted or to hug whatever for granted. And yeah, you think that, and I'm probably gonna be guilty of it too. But the few weeks after this is all done, people probably be back to being exactly the way they were. That's just how we are.
yeah,
We humans form habits and we get into them real quick.
yeah, it's
Because
going to
we
be
start
that
to
rush
control.
for a week or two. Things, everybody's had the epiphany. It's different, and then
Mm-hmm.
shortly after, it's going to be like, yeah, no, no, and it's towards anything, everybody should have gratitude towards it. You know what I mean? Like it's,
Sure.
dude, I was the barber shop like every other week, like every Friday, boom, barber shop. Like now I got to cut out of work early. Like I got my barber shop appointment, boom, get my lines done, get trimmed up, everything. And looking
Mm-hmm.
back on it now, and yeah, it's just the small shit. Like it's, I got to go to the liquor store, dude. That's an hour and a half, and it's 5 minutes from my house.
Right.
I got to
Right.
do this, boom. It's I've never wanted to eat out more in a restaurant now that I can't eat out. Right? It's
Right.
the you want things you can't have. Right?
Dude, we sit around and daydream about like the first restaurant we're gonna go to when this is all over, and what we're
Mhm.
gonna eat, all that.
I,
And
I was
yeah, dude, a month after that, we'll be used to it again.
exactly right, and then it becomes the norm, and then it's just it fades to black. Right? That's it.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's yeah. I mean, it's what plugs my Vitola, and it could just don't take things for granted, right? If you value it that much, don't take it for granted, right? One of the big it's people shouldn't be supporting small businesses more now. They should always be supporting small businesses.
uh huh,
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? And
Hopefully,
it's not taking the shit for granted.
hopefully, and hopefully we learn a good lesson from this and start supporting American made a little more,
Yeah, seriously, it's yeah.
or at least North American made, right?
At least shop. It's the ability to shop locally, right?
Yeah.
Whether you do all of it there or you do some of it, like my localness is spread out, right? Where it's you know these five things I get from here, these five things I get from here, and it's I'm lucky to have the ability to do that. And dude, I love America. You know what I mean? That's Buffalo is my second home, and for me not to be able to go there right now to whether it's a cigar shop, a cigar bar. Nickel City opened up his cigar lounge March 20 March 22nd was the grand opening of his cigar shop. It never happened.
Yeah, yeah, that's rough, man. Dude. A lot of new businesses that just opened up.
Yeah.
I feel for them, man. I feel for them. This is a bad timing. Very unfortunate.
And it's yeah, I mean, everybody's preaching now, shop local, shop support, and it's like, well, why now?
Yeah,
Like that's something you should have always had in the back of your mind. Like, why do they matter now, right? And
I'm with you.
it's if you didn't think it mattered, obviously it mattered then, right?
Yeah,
And that's yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I mean
Absolutely.
that's what plugs my Vitola. Antonio, what has plugged your Vitola recently?
Um, so, and all right. So, outside of the United States, where they have not been so frequently exposed to, Dominican and Nicaraguan, Honduran cigars, they mainly just had Cubans until more recently, our footprint has grown a lot more. But, outside of the States, they call cigars not made in Cuba, they call them New World cigars, right? Which I actually don't have a problem with that. I don't think it's offensive or anything. I don't have a problem with it, but I have a much better word for them. And I prefer to call them free world cigars.
Free World. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it's yeah, it's a very New World Cigars is a very political thing, right?
Yeah. And free world might be even more political, but I think it hits the message across a little better. You know, we're not made in communist countries or anything like that. So I much prefer that.
Yeah.
I much
I
prefer
mean
that.
it's yeah. It's I mean, just smoke the cigars regardless of where they're from. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's from what do we like the old world, I guess, Cuba, like, or the new world, or like it's yeah, it's you don't want to ever segregate yourself to one thing,
Right.
right?
No, why would you, man? There's so many good options. Why? Dude,
It's
there's so many good brands.
so many people. I only smoke Cubans. Good, more
Right.
for me. Like, congrats, you limited yourself. Like, nice work. Nice work. You made it easier for me to do anything else I want because you only want that. Like, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. All you know is one thing. Like, that's not a
Mm-hmm.
good thing.
I agree. I agree. Options are a good thing. Diversity is a good thing.
That's what it, when I hear the free world. That reminds me of that Eminem movie that he did. Fuck, 8 Mile. Yeah, 8 Mile, Free World, and I can't. I think it's from the rap battle at the end. I think.
I don't remember, man. We were
I'm
talking about watching that movie again the other day. I haven't seen it in forever.
I I am not an Eminem fan.
I
I'm
used to be.
like his first CD fan, like his first,
Mm-hmm.
album that he dropped. I'm that fan, but then after that, it's just like no, too censored, too
How old are you?
35 now.
35. I'm 32. So yeah, dude, that was like an important thing in our
Yeah,
adolescence. Was Eminem,
yeah, yeah, and
It's huge.
it's it's as he kept going, he just got more and more filtered, right? And it's just like
Yeah,
no, like
yeah.
you don't. That's the last thing people want is you know, I can't swear anymore on the show. I've been
Mm-hmm.
told I shouldn't swear as much on the show, and I try not to, but it's
Yeah, like new Eminem, something about it is just off to me. He's not the
yeah,
same
it's
dude.
not,
I don't get it. It doesn't vibe with me anymore.
yeah. That's
It doesn't seem authentic anymore.
I was a big after that he did D12 right
Uh
with
huh.
Bizarre and dude
Oh
Bizarre was
yeah,
one
yeah.
of like the stuff he rapped
Those are
and
great.
talked about, and it's just like that's like it's what people want. Like there's no censor on it. Like right now I'm really bit well.
Yeah, it's also stuff that existed in a certain time and place that it's almost impossible to recreate. Because if you try to,
It is.
it just
It
seems
is.
like you're trying.
It's right now.
It's to me like Chappelle, like Dave Chappelle. I mean, have you seen Dave Chappelle's new stand-ups? I don't think he's anywhere near as funny as he
It's
used to
not
be.
the same. It's not the same.
It's
It's
not the same
good,
thing. It's not the same guy.
but it's
It's
you.
good.
You could see his new stand up, but then you watch the Chappelle show from like 10, 15 years,
Yeah,
and it's just like so much fucking better.
yeah. I don't know
So much
why
better.
it doesn't have the same spark that he used to have. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is.
That's the thing, right? People slowly filter you, and it just takes it out of you where you're just like, fuck, you know what?
Yeah,
It's not the same. Right. And that's yeah, I mean that's something big in life that I never want to have to do that. I was on a conference call Thursday at work, right? And I got all my big bosses on there, all people from every department, and I'm like, well, we're fucked this day, we're fucked this day, and we're fucked that day. And all they could do is laugh. They're laughing at me on this phone, and people are like, everybody's shocked, and they're like, my big boss was like, no, like if you've met Justin. They're like, you go up to his office and it's fuck, fuck, fuck. You know, he'll say it when it needs to be said. I don't just say it to say it, but it's just like, you know, looking back at it now, I should have said we're screwed Wednesday, we're screwed Thursday, and we're screwed Friday. But I was just like, no, like I told you, all day, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm emailing these people, hey, we can't do this. You know, we're not able to do this. We're not able to do this.
Yeah.
And then they don't say shit to me.
Supposedly intelligent people curse more.
That's that and people you can trust, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So, dude, I'm on this 2 o'clock phone call, and I'm like, fuck, we're fucked this day, we're fucked that day, we're fucked this day. My big bosses just start laughing, and they're like, you know, explaining it to the other people on the call, and it's just like, no, like, you know, we're in these emails that he sent 8 hours ago, you know, this and that, but it's it.
Hey, they haven't fired you yet.
Yeah, exactly, right? No, and I'm not even union now. I'm out of the union. Dude, I worked my way up all the way, you know, from dude, I was a temp worker, worked my way up to a backup lead hand, all this shit at work. And now I sit up in an office, right? And I just handle all the numbers and shit like that and distribute manpower and stuff like that. So now it's, you know, that started 4 months ago. And now it's a whole different aspect of, you know, I
So
always,
now you're kind of creating the company culture and all
yeah,
everybody else.
yeah. That's why they have me there. So I'm farming where I came from, right? I came from one of the best shops of what we did everything, right? And you know, I grew a lot of that. I built the teams. And now they're like, we need you to oversee that at this broken place. So yeah. I mean that goes a little bit with don't be scared to screw up.
Yeah, man.
So
Absolutely.
all right,
Everybody does.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the one and only Rebar with a very special guest. Say your name.
Tony Gomez of La Flor Dominicana Cigars.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Support local. Just be a good fucking human being. Stop being a prick. You know, quarantine yourself. Let's make this shit go away. Let's get the world back to where it was. Until next week. Peace.
Stay safe, brother.